Good afternoon and welcome to Social Media Fridays on Sunday. Each week we meet to talk about what happened in social media this week. Um, with us today we have Edwin Jonk. Edwin is CEO of IDES Toast in the Netherlands. You can find Edwin at IDEST. Dot sorry, IDESTHOST.NL. And Masataki Wasa is a webmaster of wasaweb.net, and he's also a Google top contributor on the AdSense and also on the Google Plus Help community. You can find Masataki at wasaweb.net. First question or first topic we only have four today on Social Media Fridays. You can post your own topics in the Social Media Fridays community on Google Plus, and we'll answer them. The first one is on flashlight for Pinterest. Pinterest seems to be firing up a bit. What's the the user base there? How big is it? I'll look that up. Anyone have a comment on Flashlight? It's apparently a search function for Pinterest.
Yeah, and I skimmed the article, and what it seems to do is you can select section within an image. So it's not just the whole image, but you can choose a specific area of that image to search and find similar things.
Excellent. I think we've got another one of our four articles today is on Pinterest, the buy button, I think. Mm-hmm. All right. Edwin, did you want to comment on this, or we just move on?
Let's move on.
Okay. So this one is Apple criticizing Google on their images offering. I don't think there's much you can criticize about an offering which is free, completely free. I suppose the only thing is that they do compress the images. They may be not quite the original quality, but beggars can't be choosers. Tim Cook said that Google was selling out its users, and Apple would never do that. Except that Apple doesn't pay tax. Go on, Edwin.
You have to pay for this, right? I think you get 5 GB free, and then you'll have to pay a monthly or yearly fee because it's part of the iCloud. But once you have that, you can even upload raw files. So for professional photographs, that's a must. But for normal consumers, I don't see the need for this. I would just go for the Google one. To upload up to 16 pixels and 180p. So that is enough for most consumers. Even if your mobile camera is above 16 pixels, Google will downsize that to 60 pixels. So it will still upload only at 60 pixels.
Yep. Masataki, do you have a comment on this one?
Oh, I mean, it's in the end, I think people have to make a choice, and if you are completely Apple person, you probably want to use the Apple product. If you're not, if you're using Android phone and you want to back up your photographs, putting them on Google Photos is probably the easiest thing to do. So, it depends what you want to do, and it's a consumer choice in the end, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
But it makes sense to pay for your privacy, right? I don't think at the moment Google is using those photos for advertisement. But
No, not that I'm aware of.
But they are data mining them to use them for advertising purposes.
Yeah, I think location data might be something they would use, but not the image itself.
Yeah, I think that'd be right. I think what they might be doing is, of course, trying to sort of sort images. Well, that Pinterest does it as well, in that they're grouping things together. They're trying to find similar images, things like that. So if they can succeed in doing that all the time, that improves that algorithm for detection. So in that sense, even if it has no direct what would be the right word? Revenue implications. It is going to improve what Google does, which is to search things and to show the relevant things. So I think it makes them better at understanding images, because image search, it can be a bit of hit and miss. But if they have more practice at it, and if you look at the new Google Photos, you see that they sort of categorize things, don't they? They would say, oh, this photograph was taken at this location, so you can have geographical ones, which most of the case rely on the device location data. But sometimes I think they can recognize landmarks. So if I were to upload a photograph of, let's say, St. Paul's Cathedral in London, without any geographical data from the device, it has a reasonable chance of actually detecting that. Similarly, they could categorize things. So even though there's, let's say, I have a picture of a rose, then Google might be able to detect and understand that it's a picture of a rose, or magnolia, or whatever. So I think it helps Google in that respect, in that they can refine things, so they have more data to play with to get things right, or get things right more often and more accurately. So in that sense, I think there is a purpose, but I don't think there is a huge revenue implications, or for that matter, particularly privacy, because. But if you're uncomfortable with that kind of thing, then you probably wouldn't want to use Google Photos. But I mean, then we go back to this question of consumer choice and what you feel is right for you, and what kind of things that you are comfortable with.
Yep. There is another service. The one that I use is Microsoft's OneDrive. My Nokia phone feeds photos to my local OneDrive on my laptop, and in the background uploads them to OneDrive. And I'm not sure, but I think I've got, what would it be? 10 gig, I think, and that's currently free. But at least I know that it's my data. Microsoft, their business is not based on selling ads. Not that they're above selling ads, but they're not using my data to do it.
And the nice thing about OneDrive, or actually Office 365, is if you pay $7 a month, it includes Office 365, which is a much better product than the iWorks from Apple or the Google Docs. So that's quite a competitive price point there. The $6 a month, including Office 365. Apple is charging for the same amount. 1 terabyte is that. Almost $20. I don't know what Google offers.
Well, yeah, I should have mentioned that Office 365 is a brilliant product. The Empire is striking back.
Oh, could you search your OneDrive using Cortana? Just out of curiosity.
Hang on, I'll ask. I'll ask Cortana.
Find a picture of something in OneDrive. Can Cortana do that?
I don't know. Hang on a minute. Just bear with me. Just got to remember my password.
Don't say it aloud.
Where are my photos? Where are my photos? No, not helpful, Masataki. What else can I ask Cortana? What am I doing this week?
You don't have anything scheduled for this week.
You couldn't hear that, can you? Could you hear that?
Yep.
I'll make it later.
I think it is possible.
OneDrive photos. Gives me a Bing link to OneDrive, but hang on, if I go there.
Well, I got an article here. Let me quote the article. The OneDrive update is available now, pushing the app version to 4.12. With the upgrade, you can now search your OneDrive storage account using Cortana. So it should be possible, Jim.
Yeah, the link it gave me looked like a generic link, but when I clicked it, it went straight to my camera roll and saved pictures.
It's quite,
Yeah,
quite a new
cool.
update. It's quite a new update. The articles I'm reading here are from end of May 2015, so it's only a week old.
Okay. Later on, I'll play with that and see if I can come up with something interesting besides the fact that I have nothing scheduled this week. All right, let's move on. So we're basically what we've said is that Apple has a product, Google has a product, Microsoft has a product. What else is out there, guys?
Well, to me, Apple has an inferior product and a more expensive product. So it makes sense for consumers to choose one or the other, Google or Microsoft, over Apple, because Google and Microsoft are offering better products for less money. So.
Yeah, I think that's clear, but that won't be clear to Apple users, of course. Okay. And the next article posted on the Social Media Fridays community was that Pinterest makes a major e-commerce push with buyable pins. I think that's probably your street, is it, Edward?
Well, Pinterest not so, but we discussed this before, where Pinterest removed all the affiliate links. On Pinterest, you could basically monetize by affiliate links. It was a little bit of a specialized program. The two programs were WeWordstel and Hello Society. So it wasn't for everybody. And back then, people already said that Pinterest would have a buy button, and now they have a buy button. How it works, I don't really know.
Well, I wonder if the flashlight for Pinterest has anything to do with it.
I don't know either.
A search function combined with a buy button, that seems like a cleverer way to do what... yeah. Anyway, let's move on from this one.
Yes.
And this is probably the, I don't know what gets into my head sometimes. I must wake up sour or something, or whatever. I mean, here am I criticizing Google for taking away the plus link on the Google search page used to have a link which used to take a plus beside your name, and it used to take you directly to your Google Plus. Now the plus is gone, and although you can click on the Apps Finder and find Google Plus top left as a top left app, as everybody knows, and every Googler knows, a dead body can be hidden one click away. Something else just happened. No, I can't remember what it was now. But anyway, I said Google has gone to the mattresses weak as water. I don't know why I said that. I take it back. They can do anything that they want. It's their product, and they can set it up any way they want to.
Yes, but it's still weird because Gmail is a link, Images is a link. Basically everything is linked except your name. So yeah, it doesn't make sense. And sometimes...
Yeah, go on.
Sometimes I find myself clicking on the empty link.
Yeah, and there used to be a compose box as well. You know, I think it was next to the bell and between the 9-dot icon and the bell button, you had the speech bubble with a plus sign in it, and you could compose message on your Google Plus profile by clicking on that, but that's gone too. So yeah, I'm a bit puzzled by the fact that you can't click on it anymore. It tells your name. Hopefully you know your name, and it does seem a bit odd to have that there without too much in terms of purpose.
If Edwin Young starts to speak, we'll see that we've got a little graphic which, just in case you're uncertain as to what we're talking about, the little graphic of the Google search page. Good heavens, we have a viewer. Can you believe that?
Oh, there must be a lost soul in the depth of the internet.
We've got a steady. A few weeks back, when social media when Dumb SEO questions had very few questions. Social Media Fridays almost had more that particular week's clip almost had more visitation than Dumb SEO questions. Anyway, yeah. Well, I think that this change is significant. We sort of knew anyway from the way that Googlers really don't use Google Plus anymore. There are a few notable exceptions, but this is coming from a history when Larry Page told Googlers that Google is Google Plus and Google Plus is Google. He said one or the other, I can't remember which one. And also tied Google salaries and bonuses to the success of Google Plus. This is a complete reversal from that sort of sentiment way back in 2011 when Google Plus was still in beta. Or still, not released to the public. And I think that Google, it's like a sort of a siege mentality, isn't it? It's almost as though that they got a bit of a biffing from Google Plus, and they want to punish it.
Well, I don't think that all the integration to Google Plus, which happened, was well received by people, by Googlers, and by the users. And now they are getting it apart again. I don't know why. It didn't make sense to combine Google Plus with all these features, and it doesn't make sense now to unbreak them. I don't know what they are doing.
Yeah, I think at the beginning there was something close to an aspiration to assimilate everything into Google Plus. So the idea of either Google Plus is Google, the other way around. I can't remember either. There was that idea of that this is going to be the big thing, that overarching thing, the superstructure that's going to hold everything together. I think that's now gone, and of course that was part of the problem, because if you have to explain at length what something is, then as a product I don't think you're doing too well. And Google Plus was too many things in too many ways. Now I think it's better. In my opinion, it's better. Photos is gone, so or decoupled rather from Google Plus, and which I think is a good thing, because it means Google Plus has a clearer sense of what it is. So it is the stream. So where you share things. So it's where your output is. It's where you interact with other people, and that includes reviews and comments. And it is a form of unified identity that you put out on the web. So those are the real core functions, I think, and core reasons for the existence of Google Plus. And I think that's far easier to explain than saying, well, there's Google Plus, and part of which is Google Plus Photos, and they can do all sorts of things to your photographs, etc., etc., etc. So concentrating on those core areas in terms of what Google Plus is, I think, is a good thing.
And within the Google Plus app, it was the photos was very hidden within the app. You had to make 3 or 4 clicks before you got to the photos, no?
Yeah, I don't think so. If you're primarily using, if you're using Google Plus because you wanted to use the photos element of it, then in a sense having all these stream bits or the commenting things like that weren't particularly useful. So in that sense, having a separate app, a self-standing one, I think is a good thing. But if you want, and like YouTube, in a sense that you can share photos to different places, you can share your YouTube clips to different places. Google Plus happens to be one of them, and I think that's a good way of doing it, rather than trying to get everything, squish everything together underneath the umbrella of Google Plus. I think it works out for the different products. So Photos can do what it needs to do for its users, and Google Plus can do what it needs to do for its users. So, there would be overlap in many cases, but some people probably only use Photos. Other people may use Google Plus mainly as a place to, socialize online, and they're not particularly interested in Photos. So it would be interesting to see how they develop, but I think it's a good thing. It's more about integrating different products in a nicer way, seamless way, than trying to have everything neatly, sort of rigidly under structure.
Yep. Collections are leaning towards a blog type service, and I think that'd be a good thing. I mean, there's been some fantastic content, absolutely fantastic content shared on Google Plus. It tapered off once they revised the layout to give more emphasis to images than text. But if they were serious about it, Google Plus, could be a fantastic blog platform. I mean, there'd be no point to having a blog anywhere else if there were better tools. Collections is one of them. If there were better tools for publication, but I think that the real failing, and I don't know whether this is by design, given that Googlers might feel that they've had a bit of a biffing from Google Plus, but there's no search function on Google Plus. I mean, there is a search box, and you put some characters in it, and you'll get some results. But you won't be able to pull up something from 2011 or 2012. It's just simply gone. Do you guys find that?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it has. Google Plus seems to have a memory of a goldfish, and if it's not the present, then it just disappears. Yeah, the search function on Google Plus, I think, is pretty dire at times, I think, and that and you have to ask yourself why. Google has a search engine. That's how it makes money. They should be good at finding stuff, but for some reason on Google Plus, that's not the case. I honestly don't know why, but I think that does reduce the attraction and usefulness for people who are creating content, because if it doesn't get noticed, if it doesn't get reshared or found within that goldfish memory moment, it's going to disappear into oblivion quite quickly. If you have huge number of followers, then it's bound to get some traction. But if a small scale, small publisher, I suppose would be the right word, small scale publisher who creates constantly good content but hasn't amassed a huge following, a kind of thing that will retain its usefulness for more for a certain length of time, but then after a while it just disappears, doesn't it? In that a blog post will have far better chance of remaining or being found than a Google Plus post.
Yeah, but it has a longer memory than Twitter, for example. If you tweet, it's mainly gone, right? Only that first hour or so is important for the tweet. Well, on Google Plus, once you post it, it will be in people's stream. Some people have a notification if they choose to have a notification of you, or if you are in a circle with notifications. So it echoes on a little bit throughout the week. Maybe some people plus one it, and then it gets shared again on the stream, because there you see who plus one what, or sometimes you see that. So it has a longer memory than or usage than a tweet. But for sure, it's shorter than a blog post, if you want to compare it to that.
Yeah, but Twitter's goldfish with ADD. I mean,
and yet you can, I believe, because I've seen people do it, your first Twitter post or your Twitter post from a year ago, you can find them if you want, whereas on Google Plus you can't.
yeah.
Yeah. Vic Gondotra, what will he do when he comes out of this exile that his contract with Google has put him in? What will he do? I reckon he'll start working for Microsoft again. Because that's the only thing that Microsoft is not killing Google on, and it's the only thing that that there's no future advice on what's coming. So a social media network, I think, is the next thing that Microsoft will do, and it'll be headed by Vic Gondotra. Anyway, is that about it for Sunday this week on social media?
I think so, yes. I was actually thinking on about what you said, but yeah, I don't know what he's going to do. I don't think social or SO.cl is a good product from Microsoft. I know they have the for business. They have a social platform where you can use it within your business. I've got the name of it, but
Yammer?
Yammer, yes. Some people like that, really.
Yep. Well, the elevator statement would be that Yammer is Yahoo Messenger for the enterprise.
Yes,
would that be
yes,
fair?
Indeed. Yeah. And I don't think the world needs another social media. So why would Microsoft invest in social media if there's no need for it? I think the strategy from Microsoft to partner up with Facebook is much better.
Yes, but there are side benefits to having a user base in social media, like you can nose ring users into, say, photos, because it's just natural progression. I mean, what we do is by habit. We use Chrome and we use Google search by habit. If you're on, actually, this has given me a good idea. Okay, we have habits. We have cases where we use certain products because they're necessary. But let's say that Microsoft came out with a social network which was good enough for me to say to Masataki and Edwin, come and join me over here. And we were using that. And instead of using Chrome with Google Search, we used the new Microsoft the new Microsoft browser and search, but had a plugin in it, which allowed us to check Google searches, because Google searches will still be significant, even though they'll eventually decline if Microsoft comes out with something like that. A plugin which enabled us to do comparison Google searches, with one click. And really, I mean, I would rather use something else other than Chrome, because it's just become a resource hog. The care for the user is not there. Chrome is just not a good product anymore. It used to be great, and that's why we, for 10 years we've pushed. Would it be 10 years, by the way? But we've pushed people towards Chrome because it was a better browser. But now it's not. It's bloated. I'm rambling. Help me.
Yeah, but I think you're right by saying that if you use a product, for example, social, that you will use other Microsoft products too. But I don't think Microsoft needs a new, or that the world needs a new overall social media product. Maybe there are niches, for example, for schools. On schools, Facebook, on high schools, Facebook is can be locked on the Wi-Fi. So opening that and maybe that's a good thing. I don't know. I don't know what Microsoft should do. I'm just not waiting for another social media platform, Jim.
Well, you know that Microsoft have advanced or shelved the Lync browser, LYNC, and replaced it with Skype for Business. Have you noticed that?
Oh, no.
And the other thing that I noticed was that suddenly in my contacts list on my phone and laptop, I think every person known to man has now appeared in my contacts list. I have to search alphabetically now because it's pulled in all of my contacts from Google Plus, and it's it certainly seems to me like they're heading towards social.
Yes. The pulling in is quite annoying, by the way. I use an Android phone, and I think it was out of the box that they did that for this particular phone. You have contacts of people that you really don't want to call. So, yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah, okay. Well, look, have we covered this? Will we move on?
Yeah.
Move on to the thank you for watching. If you're still watching us, we thank you, and we'll be back next week to do the same thing again. We'd like to have you join us. I'll put a link in the Social Media Fridays community on Google+, and I'll put a link so that you can jump in and have a chat with us. We'll be off the air, but yeah, we'd love to see you join us and chat in the green room.